out that those young gentlemen are about to miss out on the greatest opportunity of their lives because they have the best seats in the house. This is where you see the sale. This is where the sale becomes revealed here. If they didn't have their stuff there, you're going to use it better than they will. Yeah, go ahead. Take the seat. Oh, we got a spot here? All right, yeah, go ahead. There you go. There you go. I like it. Give them a round of applause. Yes, excellent. In sales, it is a contact sport. I'm going to ask you, everybody who learns what I'm doing here, that you commit to being ethical, moral, and doing things legally. Yes? Awesome. My commitment is to offer you a product you can't refuse. Something I call the Godfather Offer. Something so good, something so powerful, that it can move an individual to hit any goal that I have hit in the past. If you're looking to build a $10 million company, if you're looking to build a community, if you're looking to build an income of upwards of $1.5 million, I can do that with you. If you're looking to surpass any one of those goals, I still think I can do it. As long as you don't go to, we'll say, 20 to 30 million in the next 3 to 5 years. Oh, no, I can hit that. We'll say 20 to 30 million in this year. If your range is somewhere in that ballpark, I'll admit it, you're out of my range. I'd do that one for free. Does that make sense? So if I believe you have the capacity to make 20 to 30 million this year, I will absolutely get 100% involved in your life today for free. Does that make sense? Anybody who does not currently have that capacity, I'm going to charge for the opportunity to work with me. Does that make sense? I still care. I still want to be involved in your success. It's part of my 100 Millionaires. To go and watch somebody who's building a $20 to $30 million business and be involved in it is bragging rights. That's fun. That's excitement. Who agrees that you would love to be a part of something like that? So you get why I say it, right? Excellent. That out of the way, Chase and I and Jeff and Jared are trying something new. Who notices the screens on either side are all me right now? Who likes that? Yeah. I would say whoever says yes, not as much as me. Awesome. Do the slides work if I push a button? I haven't pushed one yet. Oh, they do. What I'm about to show you is proof of my commitment. I have I won't say it that way because I'm cautious of my words. I have a deep respect for heights. You see, my father told me something when I was a young kid. He was teaching me how to use a saw, and I was afraid. Because before he taught me how to use a saw, he told me that a saw can cut my hand off. So, fear, natural instinct. Before something useful occurs and shows up in your life, you'll experience fear. Well done, by the way. Let's give these guys a round of applause. The instructions are, if my slide is up too long, switch back. Huh? It looks professional this way. If I go on a tangent, we no longer are looking at the wrong slide. This is great. Give these guys a round of applause. Awesome. Amazing team. Thank you. All right. So my dad's teaching me how to use a saw. Who knows how to use a saw? Has ever used? We're talking about a chop saw here. Okay. Circular saw. So I'm scared. I'm terrified. I tell my dad, I was like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to learn. You chop the wood for me. I was already an entrepreneur. I was already a leader. Ready to delegate. So I tell him, I was like, Dad, I don't want to do it. I'm scared. What is it? You work better with two hands. Yeah, I work better with two hands. I'm like, I don't want to do this. I look good this way. I have lots of plans for these later on today. I'm going to go play some video games. And right? And my dad says, son, you don't have to be afraid of any tool. You don't have to be afraid of any skill or any challenge or anything in front of you. You simply need to respect it. respect the tool. Because yes, it could remove your hand, but it could also help you build a house. So whenever you're introduced to a new tool, respect the tool. Because just as dangerous as they are, they're great opportunities. Who uses social media? Everybody? Use social media. No, you point at me. I haven't seen one of you use it the way I use it. Who filled this room with social media? Yes? Changes people's lives with social media. Yeah. It's a powerful tool. Who would like to be able to do this? Who knows it'd be good for their business? Who'd like somebody else to do it for them? Ah. That's a business right there. Ron, I think I just found our next one. Excellent. Crystal, you're paying attention? Where's Crystal Dixon? Where is she? We're going to build this out. You see this? A room full of lazy people. I serve the rich, always have. I serve the lazy. Right? Everybody who's in this room right now working with me, by the way, thank you guys, working with me is receiving money because I'm too lazy to do what they're doing. And I've also come to the conclusion they're smarter than I am. They're better at this than I am. I looked at Chase and Jeff earlier, and I was like, can you make this slide show up at the end with a QR code? And they were like, we'll do it on cue. I was like, whoa. No questions asked. Yes, it's possible. Does that make sense? Cool stuff. So, respect the tools. So, since my dad taught me to respect tools, he also taught me to respect heights. Because at one point, I was climbing a jungle gym, and I fell off, and I don't remember the rest. Woke up in the school nurse's office, and they told me that I'd fallen. And I believed them, because it sounded realistic. It sounded like something I'd done. I do remember climbing the jungle gym. Just don't remember the rest. Anybody have an experience like that before, or can imagine what that might be like? Heights are things to be respected. Let's go back to the slide. Before we do this, let me explain where I am. This is the Stratosphere in Las Vegas. Does anybody know how tall that is? 895 feet is the doorway that I jumped out of. 895 feet. I don't want to give it away. I do jump out of this. Maybe. The fear doesn't start at the doorway. The fear starts when Amy says, we should jump out of the Stratosphere as we walk by the ride. Who else was there with me? Steve, where's your beautiful wife? I know she didn't jump. That's my point. She was the smart one. See, here I am, a leader with my crew. I was out there with my posse. We were out there at a training that I had invited them to one of my coaches. So I brought them along with me on the journey. I said, let's go. It's going to be a great event. Let's go together. I'm thinking this is just me being a nice guy. I'm going to serve. They're going to have a great experience. I didn't realize that I would be pushing one of my limits, one of my boundaries, pushing past something that I'm uncomfortable with. I mentioned I have a respect for heights.
All right, we are live. Step right there on that bullseye in front of you. Whew. Hang on right there.
That's a crazy view.
Oh yeah, show it off.
Yeah. That is nuts.
Hang on right there, Paul.
Guys, we have a choice. Always jump at the best.
Turn around.
I say that stuff out of habit at this point. Because clearly my mind's not thinking at that point in the jump. Like, that's just me saying stuff. Chase, everyone! That's a crazy view. That's true. Yeah. That is nuts. I don't even like watching it. Guys, you have a choice. Always jump with the best. Vegas. Definitely getting a little tense.
Great, face that, face eye away.
Yep.
Wait on. Backup is on. Straight. Free and clear. Alright, right hip on this right mark right here. Right here. Right hip.
Right here.
Left knee on the other side. Feet on yellow.
Yep.
Do not go until I say. We got it. Here he comes. 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah!
Oh yeah.
That's intense.
I tell no lies. Catch this
Guys,
one.
give a choice. Always jump with the best.
Oh yeah! Who could feel that? Yeah. Oh. Whatever it takes is a way of life. Do I do whatever it takes, Amy? Andrew? Have you seen it over and over? Yes. Sometimes it creates anxiety for me. Sometimes it makes my life, we'll say, not as easy as I would like. And I had to negotiate with my mind right at the moment where everybody's supposed to have fun. I had to negotiate and say, have fun? And my mind didn't want to. My mind was like, hold on to the bars and you'll survive. It'll be okay. But I have an overpowering drive that no matter what my body tells me, no matter what my subconscious mind tells me inside, if I commit to something, I push through no matter what. I do whatever it takes. WIT is a way of life to me, whatever it takes. Because I have a very clear vision. Who knows that I have a very clear vision? 100 millionaires inspire to build 100 millionaires, billion-dollar company. It's a 9-year goal. It's a 9-year vision. It will not take a lot of work on my part because I enjoy the process. Does that make sense? I will not be the same person by the time I get there because this is about my growth. You will not be the same people by the time we get there because this is about your growth. That makes sense? Awesome. Big problem. Has anybody got an idea of what my big problem is when I go to solve the 100 millionaires? Anybody got a guess? The school system. Fucked you up. Who went to school? Who's fighting it still? Yeah. So my problem is your problem. I'm facing the same devil that you've grown up with, the same demon that was set inside you a long time ago. This put your name on the piece of paper, sign a date, and then go through and do whatever the homework was, which is usually repetitive, boring, doesn't work. When Ron and I sat down and we said, how do we solve this 100 millionaires thing? We said, we got to go all the way back to the education. The only way to do this on a large scale, the only way to improve the world, by the way, it's not just 100 millionaires. 100 millionaires is just it's the tool that we use, the vehicle that we use. In order to make the world a better place, he and I have a conversation it used to be every Monday for 4 hours. How do we make the world a better place? This is the shit rich people sit around and talk about. How do we make the world a better place? We talk about the problems. We identify global warming. We identify gender inequality. And if you don't see it here in this country, go outside of this country. We identify kids being sold into slavery. We identify political issues. And we look and we say, okay, this is a problem, right? There's all these different segregations, all these different mixes. And we take it on as if it's our problem because there's nobody else solving it, is the way we look at it, right? Who's solving the problems? Anybody? All right, not yet. There's a saying in the Boondock Saints. Who watched that movie? Knows what I'm talking about, the Boondock Saints? There's a saying, don't fear, I won't quote it right, but don't fear the sins of the evil man. Fear the good man who does nothing while it's going on. That make sense? It's not the sinner that we should be concerned about. It's not the evil people in the world. It's the good people in the room who are letting it happen. If a child cries and causes a fit, whose responsibility is it to calm them down, get them back into the right state? Anybody got a guess? We assume it's the parents. So what if we look at the world as a bunch of people without parents? In a pack of wolves, somebody would step up, right? I believe that this training is a training for wolves. Who feels that? Training for leaders. The world is confused. There's a lot of people out there who have no purpose, no idea, but everybody is born with a desire for purpose. Everybody's born with this need for purpose. So if you can give them something they can use, something they can attach themselves to, they will. That's why we built 100 Millionaires. It's something for you to use until you find your own. Does that make sense? Leave space for people in your business. Leave space for people in your mission. Leave space for people in your company. There are too many people in the world who have no focus, and that's why they fall into problems. That's why they fall into all the stuff that Doug was talking about earlier. You guys remember the list? 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. It's called drifting. Napoleon Hill talks about it in his book, Outwitting the Devil. Who's read that book? All right, cool room. In that book, he talks about drifting as a dangerous piece. We believe that lack of knowledge is one of the problems. They're going around drifting because they don't know that there's a better way to live. They don't know there's something great for them. They don't know they're capable of more, like Kevin was saying. They just don't know. There's a lack of ongoing support. Even if they did know, how hard was it for you to find me? Right? They don't have support in their lives. You do. You are lucky. You are blessed. You were at the right place at the right time. That's probably also not true. You were typing in the right things. You were showing up to the right events. You were researching. Does that make sense? We agree? You were hunting for something. They are not. They are lost. They lack support. And even if they did have the knowledge and the support, there's nobody in their life that's going to push them forward. Who here agrees that knowledge, ongoing support, and accountability are all you need to be successful? And yet there's all the gurus out there teaching just one. You need more information. That's what fucking Google's for, all right? I tell everybody, ask me questions for free. I don't give a shit about questions, right? I'll always answer. Don't call me. You can text me, like I told Ryan, right? You can text me, message me on any platform. I don't care. I'll stay up late. I answer questions. Easy. No big deal. I don't charge for that. Questions don't mean anything. The knowledge is useless. I know we value knowledge. Who values knowledge? Yes. I value ongoing support and accountability with right knowledge. Right knowledge is different from normal knowledge. We know that the entire internet is full of knowledge. You can get knowledge for free. Right knowledge for you, is very different.